Hi, I'm Mike, founder of GoodBed. Today we're going to take you through the brand new designs of the Harmony and Harmony Luxe hybrid mattresses from Beautyrest. We're excited to show them to you. Stick around. So the first thing you ought to understand is just the general landscape of Beautyrest's Harmony and Harmony Luxe mattresses, which include both the hybrid mattresses that we're going to show you in this video, as well as quilted versions of both Harmony and Harmony Luxe that we covered in a separate video. So on the hybrid side, between Harmony and Harmony Luxe, there are 7 total models that we're going to show you in this video. Let's start out by talking about what these models all have in common. The number one thing that you're going to see if you look at these models, both on Beautyrest website or even most likely in a store, is going to be information about sustainability and specifically about pulling water bottles out of the ocean. So let's start with that. We've covered this in more depth in other videos we've done, but I do want to give it at least some justice in this video as well, because it's a really interesting thing that Beautyrest is doing. What they're essentially doing is, in the cover fabric of the mattress, they're using polyester like many mattress covers do. And polyester is a material that can be made from depletable resources like petroleum. And in fact, most often is. Virgin polyester would be made from petroleum, and that would be the most cost-effective way to create polyester. However, it can also be made from recycled materials such as recycled plastic. That is a more expensive process where it has to, the plastic has to be chipped down and melted down and then turned into a fiber like a thread that can be used to make a cover like this. What Beautyrest has done is that they have taken that to the next level. Rather than using recycled plastic coming from stuff that you and I throw away and ends up in a recycling center or even in a landfill, what they have done is committed to helping support the efforts to pull plastic out of the ocean and off of beaches so that it is not harming our marine life and it is not polluting our environment. So what that entails is an even more expensive process, of course. You have to essentially pay someone to pull that plastic out of the ocean. And there is a very interesting economy behind that, where fishermen even are essentially incentivized to pull plastic out of the ocean by being paid to do that. And essentially what Beautyrest is doing is supporting that economy by paying the higher prices that it takes to acquire the type of polyester or ocean fiber that they use in this mattress. And the net result of that, from your standpoint, or for that matter from my standpoint, is how many water bottles are pulled out of the ocean in connection with every mattress that is made. And the answer is that for the Harmony mattresses on the hybrid side of this, as well as the ones that we covered on the quilted side, that is 50 water bottles in a queen size. So 50 water bottles for every mattress made go into the cover fabric. And on the Harmony Luxe side, they essentially use a thicker polyester fabric to create a thicker cover, and that enables them to not only provide a little bit more of a luxurious cover, but also to pull even more water bottles out of the ocean in making it, specifically twice as many, 100 water bottles on the Harmony Luxe mattresses. So that's just something that probably will make you feel good, knowing that you contributed to that when you buy one of these mattresses. But overall, the thing that you're going to get with these covers is, on a more functional level, these covers are designed to be breathable and they're designed to be very moisture wicking. So those are going to have some cooling benefits that you're going to actually kind of appreciate on a more tangible level as you sleep on the mattress day to day. The next thing that all of these Harmony and Harmony Luxe hybrid mattresses are going to have in common is the support unit is going to be not the same in all of them, but it is always going to be a pocketed coil support unit, specifically an 8-inch tall pocketed coil support unit that rests on a 1-inch slab of foam just to give them a nice firm foundation. And it's also specifically one that is encased in 4 inches of firmer foam to give these mattresses a firmer edge. But the reason I mentioned pocketed coils, even though they do change a little bit as you move up through the line, is that with any pocketed coil support unit from Beautyrest, you are going to get certain benefits, such as the conformance that pocketed coils provide, the motion isolation that pocketed coils can provide, as well as the adjustable base compatibility and other benefits that tend to come with just pocketed coil construction in general. And by the way, for the astute viewers out there, disregard the fact that I am sitting on a Beautyrest Harmony quilted mattress, not a Beautyrest Harmony hybrid mattress that we're going to be focusing on in this particular video. And the last thing I want to mention that all of these Beautyrest Harmony hybrid mattresses are going to have in common is they're all going to use some memory foam in them, usually right up at the top of the mattress, right below a stretch cover, which which is going to be another consistent feature across all of the Harmony hybrid mattresses. Now, memory foam, as you may know, is a very pressure relieving material. It also delivers that kind of slow melting sensation that many people enjoy. Although this memory foam in particular, a lot of the memory foam they're using in this hybrid collection tends to be quicker responding, so you're not going to get as much of that stuck in the mud kind of trapped feeling of delayed recovery. It's going to recover much more quickly than most memory foams. There are a few different types of memory foams used across this collection, but generally speaking, all of them are going to have at least some memory foam, at least an inch, right up at the top of the mattress, and that's going to give you a little bit of an additional pressure relief and additional conformance relative to other types of mattresses. So now let's get into the specific models in this Harmony hybrid lineup. And we're going to start at the very entry level with two models that you may see under the name Driftwood Bay. The Driftwood Bay Firm and the Driftwood Bay Plush. Both of these are going to use an 875 coil density pocketed coil unit with 4 inches of foam perimeter going around the edge of the mattress to give them a nice firm edge. Now, for those of you wondering what coil density means, it's essentially saying that if there wasn't that 4 inches of edge support, then the number of coils that would go edge to edge in this mattress would be 875. Essentially, it's just a way of explaining what you really care about, which is how many coils are there per square foot in the part of the mattress that you actually sleep on. Now, under this stretch cover, you have 1 inch of that active response gel memory foam that we just talked about, which is, again, that quicker responding, sort of less ooey gooey memory feel than you sometimes find out there. In terms of the feel of these mattresses, the Driftwood Bay Firm is what we would say is a medium on our softness spectrum, and the Driftwood Bay Plush would be a soft on our softness spectrum, which is actually 2 categories softer. We have medium, then we goes medium soft, and then soft. Likewise, in terms of cushioning depth, which you may know from our other videos, is the difference between sleeping in your mattress and sleeping on your mattress. We would say that the Driftwood Bay Firm has kind of a medium amount of that, so kind of an even balance between sleeping in or sleeping on, whereas the Driftwood Bay Plush has deeper than average cushioning, so it's definitely going to be more towards that hugged or cradled sensation, sleeping in your mattress type of experience. In terms of memory feel, they're both going to have a similar amount of memory feel, which is to say about an average amount of memory feel, recognizing that today memory foam is so pervasive in the market across all mattresses that are made that most mattresses have some amount of memory feel. And these mattresses with their 1 inch of rather quick responding memory foam have about an average amount of that. In terms of bounce, both of them have slightly above average amount of bounce. Obviously that's coming from the coil unit. And I would say in terms of edge support, the edge support is a little bit better on the Firm than on the Plush. We found that the edge support overall, though, was good on both of them. All right, so now we've moved up from Harmony Hybrid to Harmony Luxe Hybrid. And at this level, you're going to get a few new features. The first of which is a new type of coil. So I mentioned that the coils units are not exactly the same as you move up through this line, and that is because that at the Harmony Luxe Hybrid level, they introduced what is called the T2 coil. Now, if you've watched our coverage of the previous version of the Harmony Luxe collection, you may already be familiar with the T2 coil, because that's when they actually introduced this new coil. But essentially what they've done here is they've created a coil that is just stronger than a traditional coil, than the kind of original pocketed coil that Beautyrest built its name on, which was made of a single wire, a single strand of wire, like most coils on the market for that matter. What they did here is they actually just stranded 2 wires together. They twisted them together to create a twisted strand of 2 wires, and they made a coil out of that. So as a result, it uses twice as much steel, and it has more structural rigidity and more supportiveness than a coil made from a single strand of wire. So in these Harmony Hybrid mattresses, they use these T2 coils in every other column of the mattress. Kind of they go vertically up and down the mattress. Why do they use them in every other column? Well, if they use them in every column, because of the additional firmness, it would prevent them from having the variety of feels that they're trying to create here, and the ability to offer varying degrees of conformance to different people. So they use them in every other row, and in fact what they do is they even use another technique to vary the feels even further, which is that in the alternating rows, the rows that are using a single strand of single wire coil, they have 2 versions of that single wire coil that they can use in that alternating row. They have a slightly firmer version and a slightly less firm version. They use the firmer one in the firmer models, and they use the less firm one in the plush models. And that just provides another way to vary the feels and characteristics of these mattresses beyond just the softness levels of the comfort foams up on the top of the mattress. So that's how they use the T2 coil. Essentially, it is there to provide additional support. One change that you may be wanting to know from the previous version of this line is that these coils are now used in the full sheet. They previously were only used in the center third of the mattress, so you're actually getting more of these T2 coils in the current version of the Harmony Luxe collection than you were in the previous version. The last thing I'll add about coils is that in terms of coil count, Beautyrest does count this as 2 coils, which I think is fair because it does use twice as much steel, and that's kind of really what you care about here. So that is why the coil counts go up when you go from Harmony to Harmony Luxe, from 875 to 1255, because essentially in every other row, each slot is holding 2 coils. And the next thing you're going to get when you step up to this Harmony Luxe level of the collection is you're going to get more memory foam. Specifically, you're going to get at least 2 inches of that active response gel memory foam that we just showed you. And in fact, in the plush version, you're going to get 2.5 inches. And what that's going to give you is just a little bit more memory feel. We'll talk about that in a second, but more importantly, maybe more pressure relieving benefits that memory foam can offer. And the last thing that you're going to get as you step up to the Harmony Luxe level is you're going to have the addition of a plant-based phase change material to the cover here, which basically is there to provide a little bit of coolness to the touch. Okay, so it's a cooling benefit, but it's not really like an all-night cooling. It's kind of an initial cooling, like help you fall asleep type of cooling. The way it works, if you've not seen any other videos where we've described this, is phase change material is essentially microscopic wax beads that when they receive heat from your body will change phases from a solid to a liquid. And as they're doing that, as they're effectively absorbing heat from your body, they're creating a sense of coolness to your body. So coolness to the touch is essentially created by when a material is pulling heat from your body. So that's what happens. And this particular formulation of phase change material, which is sometimes abbreviated PCM, is plant-based. So again, sticking with the sort of sustainability theme and the efforts that Beautyrest is making in that regard, rather than using conventional PCM, which is where the wax is made from petroleum, again, a depletable resource, what they're doing here is they're using PCM that is plant-based, meaning that that wax comes from canola seed oil rather than petroleum. Now, in terms of the models in the Harmony Luxe Hybrid collection, there are actually 5 in the Harmony Luxe Hybrid, and I also want to just mention something that might be helpful to you in terms of Beautyrest's nomenclature. At the Harmony level of their collections, they tend to use the word bay in the names. You remember the name Driftwood Bay. At the Harmony Luxe level, they tend to use the word island. So the Harmony Luxe Hybrid has sort of 2 levels to it. We're on the first level here, and that is called Ocean View Island. So we have a choice of 3 feels at this level. You have the Ocean View Island Firm, you have the Ocean View Island Medium, which is the one I'm on right here, and then you have the Plush over there. So those are your 3 choices. In terms of the feels of those models, we would characterize the Firm as a medium firm on our softness spectrum, but interestingly, it has a little bit more than average cushioning depth. So you're going to get, in spite of it having less softness than average, it has a little bit more cushioning depth, more cradling and hug sensation, and a little bit more conformance than the average mattress. In terms of the medium, the one I'm on right now, we would classify this one as a medium soft on our softness spectrum, the category just to the softer side of medium. And it has a little bit deeper than average, actually more than a little bit. It has deeper than average cushioning, so certainly much more of that hugged or cradled sensation relative to a floating above your mattress sensation. The Plush has the most softness and the most cushioning depth. We would classify that one actually as very soft, and it also very deep in terms of its cushioning depth. So you're going to get the most plushness as well as the most conformance, the most sort of sinkage, and the most of that hugged or cradled sleeping in your mattress type of sensation on the Plush version of the Ocean View Island. In terms of memory feel, as we talked about, all these mattresses use at least 2 inches of memory foam, so they do have a little bit more memory feel than what we saw at the Harmony Hybrid level. We would characterize all of these as slightly above average amount of memory feel, recognizing that in spite of it having more memory foam, it is still that quicker responding memory foam, so it doesn't kind of give you as much of that slow melting memory feel as you might get with 2 inches of some other type of memory foam. With respect to bounce, that memory foam does still perform a little bit of a shock absorption effect on these mattresses, so the amount of bounce you get from this coil unit is mitigated slightly. We'd still nonetheless say that they all have a slightly above average amount of bounce. And in terms of edge support, the edge support is going to vary a little bit between, depending on how firm or soft the comfort layers up on top of the mattress, but overall, most of these mattresses we classify as having very good edge support, including the medium that I'm sitting on right now. All right, now we've moved up to the second level of the Harmony Luxe Hybrid, which is the top of the line within this whole Harmony and Harmony Luxe Hybrid collection. And you may see these two models under the name Seabrook Island Firm and Seabrook Island Plush. And at this level, you're going to have two new benefits introduced, both coming from the same material actually, which is a bio-charcoal memory foam that is placed right up at the top of the mattress, directly underneath the cover and on top of the active response gel memory foam, which you still have in these models. So in total, when you combine that 1 inch of bio-charcoal memory foam with 2 inches of the active response gel memory foam that they've had throughout this lineup, you're going to have 3 inches of total memory foam in both of these Seabrook Island mattresses. And the last thing that I should mention is that you may see the terms Infinicool and Infinicool Luxe used in regards to the Ocean View and the Seabrook models. Infinicool, in the case of the Harmony Luxe Hybrid mattresses, refers to that plant-based PCM feature that I described. Infinicool Luxe refers to the combination of that plant-based PCM, which does still carry forward up to these Seabrook Island models, and the additional feature of the charcoal in that top layer of memory foam. So meaning two cooling features together equals Infinicool Luxe with respect to these Harmony Luxe hybrids. If you're considering one of the Harmony or Harmony Luxe quilted models, just be aware that the terms Infinicool and Infinicool Luxe are used a little bit differently over in that part of the collection, which we explained in our video for those models. Now, in terms of the feel of these two models, let's start with the Firm. We would describe that as actually a Firm on our softness spectrum as well, but it does pack a little bit more cushioning depth than you might expect for a Firm mattress. We would classify it as kind of an average amount of cushioning depth, meaning a kind of an even blend of sleeping in your mattress and sleeping on your mattress. With regards to the Plush model, which is the one I'm on right here, this we would classify as a soft on our softness spectrum, and we would say that with regards to cushioning depth, this is very deep. So you're going to get really a lot of that sleeping in your mattress, hugged or cradled sensation, as well as a lot of conformance for your hips and your shoulders when you're sleeping, for example, on your side. In terms of memory feel, you do have a little bit more memory foam in these mattresses, so we did notice a little bit more memory feel, but still would classify them about the same as we did the Ocean View models, slightly above average in the scheme of all mattresses in terms of the amount of memory feel. And in terms of bounce though, we did feel like the additional memory foam did a little bit, it maybe was more impactful in terms of mitigating the amount of bounce in these mattresses, particularly on the Plush model, which we would describe as maybe even having slightly below average amount of overall bounce on account of that soft memory foam on the top. And lastly, in terms of edge support, I would say that despite the additional memory foam here, which can be a detriment to the strength of the edge of any mattress, we did find that the edge support here in both cases is at least pretty good. So there you have it. We hope you found this to be a helpful overview of the brand new Harmony and Harmony Luxe hybrid mattresses from Beautyrest. We covered a lot of ground in this video, but we did leave a lot that we weren't able to cover, such as our in-depth assessments of spinal alignment and pressure relief, adjustable base compatibility, motion isolation, and more. So if you're serious about one of these mattresses, I would recommend going to our website, GoodBed.com, and checking out our full write-ups of these products, as well as using our comparison tool, which will allow you to see all of our assessments and ratings for each of these areas and put any of the mattresses that you're most interested in side by side against one another so that you can make the best choice for you. So we really think that that is a helpful tool that you ought to take advantage of. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, and we really hope you sleep well.